She slept with my husband. Those are not tabloid words. Those are the words Jessica Mulron has been saying behind closed doors quietly, steadily, and according to multiple people with no hesitation at all. And the woman she is accusing is Meghan Markle. Not a stranger, not an enemy. Her friend, her sister, the woman who stood in her house, styled her clothes, held her children, and sat in the front row at her wedding. Tonight, we are not doing palace PR. We are not doing unclear whispers. We are not doing polite guessing. We are naming names. We are laying out timelines, and we are exposing how one of the most praised friendships in modern celebrity culture allegedly fell apart into betrayal, manipulation, and an affair that blew up a marriage. This is not gossip. This is an expose. But to understand how something this ugly happened, we have to go back to the beginning. Before crowns, before California, before silence became a tactic, before Meghan Markle became a duchess. She was an actress in Toronto with big ambition and limited influence. Before Jessica became a warning headline, she was the stylist connected to Canada's elite, married into power, and linked in ways most people are not. And when these two women met, it was not by chance. It was chemistry. It was access. It was opportunity. Jessica Mulron did not just become friends with Meghan Markle. She placed her inside her world. She styled her. She introduced her. She brought her into rooms she could not have entered alone. Private events, media circles, political closeness. And let's be clear, Jessica was not just connected. She was married to Ben Mulron, a media heavyweight, a broadcaster with deep political roots, and a last name that opened doors, quietly but strongly. This friendship was not casual brunch energy. This was structure, trips together, non-stop calls, social media praise, inside jokes, public loyalty. Jessica was not a side character in Meghan's life. She was the framework. And when Meghan started dating a British prince, Jessica was reportedly one of the first people she called. Her children walked in the royal wedding, front row under global cameras. This was not just friendship. This was closeness to history. But this is where things begin to matter. Because friendships built on access do not end like normal friendships. They crack, and cracks do not start with scandal. They start with imbalance. Let's say the quiet truth out loud. Jessica gave more than she received. She gave wardrobe access, emotional support, introductions, credibility. She supported Meghan during the awkward move from actress to royal girlfriend. She cleared paths. She protected appearances. She showed up. And what Meghan gave back was visibility, not loyalty, not protection. Visibility. People close to this friendship noticed it early. Meghan leaned hard on the Mulron name when she needed Canadian credibility. And Ben Mulron's connections, those were not optional. They were strategic. This was not romance yet. This was not scandal yet. This was positioning. And here is the mistake Jessica admits she made. She did not see it coming because she treated Meghan like family. She did not count favors. She did not set limits. She did not keep score. But Meghan did. And when ambition grows faster than loyalty, someone always gets left behind. What Jessica did not know, what she would only realize years later, was that this friendship was not built on cement. It was built on sand. Because the first real test of loyalty was coming. And when Jessica needed Meghan most, Meghan vanished. Every friendship has a breaking point. For Jessica Mulron, that moment came in 2020 when the world turned harsh. When her name was dragged through headlines, when brands dropped her, networks cut ties, and her reputation fell apart almost overnight. And while Jessica was being torn down publicly, one person had the power to change everything instantly: Meghan Markle. But Meghan did not defend her. She did not post. She did not call. She did not stand next to the woman who had stood next to her for years. She went silent, not confused, silence, planned silence. Sources say this was the moment Jessica felt sick inside, because when everything was burning, Meghan was already gone. No explanation, no loyalty, no kindness. Jessica lost contracts. She lost visibility. She lost protection. And Meghan protected herself. This was not just distance. This was abandonment. And according to people close to Jessica, this is where the emotional math shifted. Because you do not disappear from someone's life by accident when they are at their lowest. You choose to. But the silence was not the worst betrayal. The real damage was happening somewhere else. Inside Jessica's home. While Jessica was fighting for her career, her marriage was already struggling. And this is where Meghan Markle's name enters a very uncomfortable space. Because sources say Meghan did not just drift away from Jessica. She stayed close to Ben. Late-night calls, shared appearances, long stretches of time together. Moments where the line between family friend and something more became unclear. Toronto circles noticed. People whispered. Jessica felt it. She confronted Meghan privately. And here is what did not happen. There was no denial, no comfort, no clear boundary drawn. According to sources, Meghan avoided, changed the topic, downplayed it, and then kept moving toward her new life, her new image, her new world. Meanwhile, Jessica stayed behind, watching her marriage weaken, watching the woman she trusted remain uncomfortably close to the man she married. This was not paranoia. This was not jealousy. This was instinct, screaming and being ignored. Because what Jessica would later say changes everything. And this is where the friendship officially ended. According to multiple sources, Jessica Mulroney has said the words clearly, with no pause, no drama. She slept with my husband not once, not by accident, but as part of a pattern. Sources say Meghan Markle created an unnatural closeness with Ben Mulroney under the cover of professionalism and familiarity. Shared hotel stays, long trips, private gatherings where limits disappeared. Witnesses noticed lingering touches, private whispers, moments that felt wrong. Even then, this was not a rumor born online. This was understanding born in hindsight. Jessica began going back through timelines, messages, call records, late-night texts sent during high-profile events, communication that suddenly made sense. And when her marriage finally ended, the missing piece locked into place. Jessica did not shout this to the media. She did not leak it. She did not profit from it. She told it quietly to people she trusted. And according to those people, she was not guessing. She was stating that this was not just betrayal. This was infiltration. A friend entering a marriage, using closeness, using access, and leaving once the damage was done. And if this were only emotional, it might have stayed hidden. But Jessica was not left with only heartbreak. She was left with evidence. And that is when this story stopped being deniable. On the surface, Meghan Markle sells empowerment, sisterhood, advocacy, female unity, mental health, moral clarity. But sources who have watched her inner circle shrink say there is another version, one that never makes the speeches. That version builds alliances fast, takes value efficiently, cuts ties cleanly. Jessica was not the first to experience this. She is simply the most harmful example. Look closely, and the pattern repeats. Relationships shine bright. Access is gained. Loyalty is expected. Then silence, distance, erase. The public Meghan promotes lifting women up. The private Meghan allegedly drops them when they become inconvenient. Jessica's accusation adds a darker layer. Not just abandonment, but intrusion. Entering her marriage, using closeness to power, crossing a line that cannot be uncrossed. This is not about jealousy. This is not about bitterness. This is about behavior. And behavior repeated over time becomes character. Which brings us to where this story stands right now. Unresolved, unstable, and dangerous. Meghan Markle has not responded. Her team remains silent. No denial, no explanation, no recognition. That silence is not random, because responding would mean addressing the timeline, and timelines demand answers. Jessica Mulroney, meanwhile, is no longer shielding anyone. Her marriage is finished. Her career is rebuilding. And according to those closest to her, her patience is gone. She is not yelling. She is not leaking carelessly. She is waiting. And that is what makes this dangerous. The claims are already moving through elite social circles in Toronto and beyond, quietly, credibly, from people who know both sides personally. Other former friends are watching closely. Because if Jessica speaks fully, she will not be alone. This is how walls break. Not from noise, but from pressure. So the question now is not whether this story exists. It is how long it can be contained. This is not celebrity drama. This is structural exposure. A story about what happens when ambition runs past loyalty. When closeness to power replaces ethics. When silence is used as a weapon to protect an image. Jessica Mulroney lost her marriage. She lost her reputation. She lost years protecting someone who, according to her, never planned to protect her back. And Meghan Markle now faces a reckoning she cannot manage with PR forever. Because this time the accusation is not vague. It is personal. It is named, and it is supported. If you are listening and wondering whether more is coming, it is. Follow this podcast. Stay alert, because silence does not end stories like this. It only delays them. And when the truth finally chooses to speak, it never whispers.